Let's look at how we can do multiple regression in Excel 2016 for Mac. Now, multiple regression means that we're trying to get a formula that will predict our Y variable, which in this case is performance. Previously, in simple linear regression, we just used this cognitive ability test to predict performance. Now, we're going to use two tests, cognitive ability and conscientiousness, to predict performance. So we're going to have, let's write down what our variables are going to be, and we can say that Y is going to be our performance. We have two X variables, X1 space equals, and that's going to be cognitive ability. Now, we want that 1 to be a subscript, so what we can do is we can highlight, go up here, highlight 1, right-click on this, format cells, and then choose Subscript, and it'll make what subscript highlighted. Press OK. So now down here we have X1 equals cognitive ability, and we want X2 equal to conscientiousness. And that's a personality trait of how much people want to follow the rules and do the things do things the way that they're supposed to. Now let's make this 2 a subscript. So I'm going to highlight the 2, right-click, format cells, and I will choose subscript. Press OK. Now we have the 3 variables, y, x1, and y2, and we need to find the coefficients so that we can put them into a formula predicting y from x1 and x2. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to use the data in this table, and we're going to go to Data, and use our Data Analysis Toolpack that you should have installed. If not, see the video on it. And we're going to choose Regression. And the Y range is going to be our one variable that we're trying to predict. So it's going to be performance. So I click there and use Shift down arrow to get the entire column. The input range are going to be all of our X variables. We have 2 of them. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to do Shift right arrow to highlight both of the column headings and then Shift down arrows to get all of the data. Now we've got our labels in the top of each column, so we can click that. Our output range, I chose output range. Now remember to click in the output range box, and now the output range I'm just going to put next to it here in F4. And we should be good to go. I press OK, and we get tons of data here. Let's see what we have. Let's first of all round these numbers. So I'm going to go to Home, go to the Numbers section, change from General to Number. That'll round everything to 2 decimal points. Let's make some of these columns wider so that we can read them. That's good there. Coefficients we can't quite read. Standard error we don't need. Let's see here, significance. A lot of these, most of these we're not going to look at yet, but let's look at what is important. Here is R square of 91. That means that this model, using cognitive ability and conscientiousness to predict performance, predicts 91% of the variability in performance, which is much higher than we did in the previous example where we just had cognitive ability, and I think that only predicted 73%. Now, over here is what we need to write our regression coefficients. We need the coefficients for the 2 variables and our coefficients. So I highlight those. And what this means is, I'm going to get this out of the way. We can write an equation that says y equals, now the coefficient for cognitive ability is 0.05, 0.05 x1 space plus 0.12 times the conscientious score is 0.12 x2, and then the constant is minus 5.25, so we'll do minus 5.25. And now we want to make those subscripts. I'm going to highlight the one there, right click, format cells, subscript, okay. Now let's do it for the x2 also. Highlight the 2, right click, format cells, and subscript, okay. And so here is our regression equation. Y equals 0.05 times our first x, cognitive ability, plus 0.12 x2, our conscientiousness, minus 5.25, will give us a good estimate of the engineer's performance. So if we have these two test scores, we can predict 91% of the variability in their performance, which is very, very high. So this is a good model to use to predict performance.